Good morning, I'm Neva Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Tuesday, 23rd of July. In this update, Kamala Harris claims Joe Biden has achieved more in one term as US president than most presidents achieve in 2 terms in office. The US vice president has been full of praise for the president in her first public appearance since Biden announced he was withdrawing from the presidential race.
I first came to know President Biden through his son, Beau. We worked together as attorneys general in our states, and back then, Beau would often tell me stories about his dad.
Harris hasn't commented on the presidential race itself as Nancy Pelosi joins the growing list of top Democrats now endorsing her. Joe Biden is due to speak on his decision to withdraw later this week. Meanwhile, the US Secret Service director is facing the heat from senators in the aftermath of the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. Kimberly Cheetle has been appearing before lawmakers, telling them she takes full responsibility.
The assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump on July 13th is the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades.
Despite this, Cheetle says she won't resign. Criticism of the government's replacement of the Health New Zealand board with a commissioner. Health New Zealand Chair Lester Levy has been appointed with instructions to get the government agency's finances under control. Health Minister Shane Reti says about 3,000 back office workers could be affected by cost savings. Association of Salaried Medical Specialists Executive Director Sarah Dalton says trimming certain types of jobs that could be considered back office will make it tougher for frontline staff.
I heard from our members who are senior doctors and dentists just in the last week or so about the difficulty of losing booking clerks and support staff who generally manage their busy clinic and procedure list.
The Prime Minister doesn't appear to be budging from his musings over whether to cut down his media appearances. It's understood Christopher Luxon's considering scrapping his weekly Tuesday afternoon media briefing with press before he heads into the House. He says currently he speaks to the press enough on Tuesday.
I want to make sure I'm focused on running this country and getting it turned around and sorted, and I'm making sure I'm available to you fine folk as much as I possibly can be.
Prime Ministers have been fronting Tuesday afternoon media briefings for more than 20 years. New evidence flips the view of short-term rentals' impact on the housing market. New Infometrics data shows rental companies like Airbnb don't affect the housing market as much as population growth and interest rates. Airbnb country manager for New Zealand and Australia, Susan Wheeldon, says even in Queenstown, Airbnb's influence on annual rental prices is less than the cost of a takeaway coffee. A report on Orana Wildlife Park's conditions is expected by tomorrow after claims the Christchurch facility has poor welfare conditions. More than 20 current and former staff have detailed multiple animal deaths to One News. And in sport, the Pulse have dominated the Tactics 58-44 to top the ANZ Premiership netball table after the regulation rounds. They will host the decider on August 4th. The elimination final between the Tactics and Mystics is this weekend. France's Interior Minister has guaranteed Israeli athletes 24-hour protection during the Paris Olympics. Meanwhile, basketballer LeBron James will carry the United States flag at the opening ceremony. Former All Blacks hooker Dane Coles is joining the Wellington NPC coaching ranks. I'm Neva Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.